World Cup final, baby. Now, first things first, that is a clear example of how farcical this draw was. That should have been a quarterfinal. No disrespect to you, Argentina, for making the semi-final. You had to beat Wales. Wales, who were relatively poor all year, but with that kind of scoreline, what was it, 44-6 or something at the end? Yeah. If Scotland would have beaten Argentina. If Scotland was on that side of the draw, that's who we would have been playing today. But anyway, to be fair to the Argentinians, they did defend relatively well for long periods of time, and that's weird to say that in a game that we bet them by, I don't know, 40 points. They were physical. They made it a little bit tense last week. I felt like I was completely pooping myself the entire game against Ireland. In this game, I kind of just felt like there was just a little bit of early leakage. But other than that, it was relatively chill. I was still tense. I felt like I was going to the dentist before the game. Anything can happen in these games. You go through all the worst case scenarios. You think about our players having absolute nightmares and the likes of the, Carrera and whatnot, just playing the house down and them talking with confidence all week. It's anxiety inducing, but the Blacks turned up and they were relatively clinical at times. Small complaints, Mo'unga missing a few kicks, Mo'unga bombing a try for Will Jordan, who got a hat-trick today. If he got that try, I think he would be on 9 tries, which would be a World Cup record. He'll have to get a try in the World Cup final. That would be nice. Other than Mo'unga, we were not exiting our half very well in the first half. I think if we repeat that, we'll get punished in the final, depending on who we're playing, which I do highly suspect will be South Africa. They were going with a little high ball strategy, which South Africa probably will as well, which will probably be good training. Things got a little bit sloppy towards the end from both sides, a bit of drop pill. A nice little sequence here to finish the game. I thought that Argentina might get a consolation try, but we managed to keep them out. But we're in a World Cup final. Who would have bloody thought it? This All Black team, I wrote them off last year. Said Fozzie was one of the worst coaches we've ever had, but here we are. Since their opening loss against France, the 90-point drubbing of Italy. People were like, oh, it's Italy, but nobody does that. People beat Italy, but no one puts 90 points on them. And since then, the All Blacks have barely put a foot wrong. Last week, they didn't drop a ball. They really, really have deserved their place going through the hardest side of the pool to get here. Sadly, this was a game that really deserved to be a pool game, essentially, as opposed to, it wasn't even really that quarterfinal intensity, if you ask me. And last week was the intensity of a World Cup final or alternatively a semi-final. So I really feel it's weird. I was sitting there thinking a lot of the time about my my Irish friends, thinking they really deserve to be here this week, as opposed to the likes of Argentina. But hopefully World Rugby can get their draws right and we can get a bit more of an equitable draw next time. But sadly, this was kind of Ireland's golden generation. But hopefully for them, they've got a lot more talent coming through and then they can get in there. Why am I talking more about Ireland than I am about Argentina? For Argentina, they were physical. They played with a lot of ferocity. They defended well on their line, but eventually just got kind of broken down. I think the heads dropped a few inches there, and the boys in black were clinical. Anyway, give me your thoughts below on what you thought that game was. Who do you think the All Blacks going to be playing next week, and how do you think we're going to win? What a time to be alive. It's a World Cup week now, boys. Come on. I am going to be a wreck of anxiety and angst all week this week. I think I'm just going to sit on the toilet the whole week. I think that's the only safe place for me to be. All right. Haere rā. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.